Hi. Hi everybody. Today I want to speak to you about Parashat Noach. So there was this couple that got married and they got a lot of gifts as present gifts, a lot of presents for their wedding. And among the wedding gifts that they got was an envelope, and inside 2 tickets for a very, very famous show to one of the prestige shows of the very famous singers or musicians, something like that. So they were so thrilled, they were so happy that they invited to this show, but there was a note attached to this gift. Over there they said, guess who? Didn't say who. Okay? So fine. Such a generous gift. They were so excited. They were waiting for that. And that special day, they went both to that show, enjoyed very much, and all the way home they were thinking, so who exactly gave us this special, thoughtful, nice present that we both enjoyed and liked so much. As they come home, they were shocked. The house was empty. From all the valuables, the jewelries, they got new things. Everything was new after the wedding. All kind of articles, all kind of dishes, whatever they had home was robbed, was stolen. And there was a note attached to the table. Guess who sent you these tickets? Mm-hmm. Try to imagine the generation of Noach. Everybody was corrupted. People lived among these. Noach was supposed to live among these people. Everybody. There were stealers, there were robbers, they were cheating, they were lying, and not only this, they envied whatever their friends had, their homes, their wives, their whatever belongings, properties, everything. And what would you do in such a generation? How would you raise your family in such a generation? That's something that Noach had to face. It's not easy. So, as we said, everybody were corrupted. Even the animals, they say. Animals were so corrupted that they live together with other animals, kind of relationship, weird relationships. And from this weird relationship, it says, came out all kind of these terrible, disformed hybrids, huge, big animals, like the dinosaurs, like the mammuth, we say in Hebrew, mammoth or whatever it's called. Big, huge animals, and all these prehistorical animals. So Hashem decided to put back the world into its track. People messed up, and so he tells Noah that he wants to destroy the world, and he needs to build an ark and bring all the animals inside. The Bet Yosef Zatzal used to give all kind of drashot, and in his drashot he explained, in his classes, in his shiurim, he explained that when somebody makes a sin, okay, it influences people around him. And whenever it's too much sins, so the whole atmosphere becomes toxic, becomes poisonous. People think bad, and it influences people. So in order to clean that, Hashem needs to sterilize the world, fill it up with water, flood, right? So that it will be much cleaner afterwards. Sometimes there's no other way. of clearing the whole situation. Chafetz Chaim tells a story that once in his lifetime there was this butcher that lived in Russia, and this butcher was a very strong man, very powerful, very violent man also. And in his time, he lived in the time of the Tsars in Russia, and they used to take Jewish boys from young age and take them to the army for 25 years. People were trying to run away, not to be caught, so the kids won't go to the army. But his son, they wanted to take his son. What did he do, this butcher? He went to one of the yeshivot, grabbed a guy, a yeshiva boy, bribed the authority guy over there in his town, and sent this yeshiva boy instead of his son. He wasn't supposed to be there. People got so upset when they heard what this butcher did. They were upset. They got angry. How a person can do such a thing? So what, if he's violent, if he's strong, he's allowed to do such a thing? They were very upset. They condemned him, they spoke against him, but they couldn't do anything. And so, naturally, after some time, people forgot about this. Chafetz Chaim didn't forget about this. There is a rule: if somebody does bad to somebody else, Hashem cannot tolerate this. He wanted to see how Hashem is going to punish him. 30 years he waited. After 30 years, he became older, this butcher, and his son was helping him now in the butchery. He sends his son to one of the farms to buy some cows and oxes for slaughtering for his butchery. And on the way, he passes through one of the villages. A mosquito stings him, a mosquito that had a disease. It had smallpox. And he became sick. Smallpox, many years ago, killed millions and millions of people all over Europe. Okay? And there was no cure to it. There's no cure to it. Nobody wants now to take care of this boy, of this guy. People are afraid. It's such a contagious disease that people are frightened to come close to. No doctors, no people. It said that eventually what happened was everybody got away from him, didn't want to be close to him, got distant from him, and he was suffering, he was alone, he was, even after he died, the people that takes care of dead people, didn't want even to take care of him. Even they were afraid. He himself, this butcher, had to take care to bury his own son because there was nobody else to do that. So they say that this is Hashem, how Hashem prosecutes people who damage, who do bad to other people. Hashem cannot tolerate it. In this kind of generation lived Noach. Now, there was this huge animal. It's called Ra'em. It's a huge antelope. It's not a regular antelope that we see today. A huge one. Noach was supposed to take all these big animals and put them into the teva. How would he bring the antelope? It would never come in. So something interesting, so some say he brought a baby antelope inside. But even a baby antelope is too big for the ark. What could he do? So it's interesting. I just want to tell you how big was this antelope. Once King David was taking care of his sheep when he was young, and he bumped into this antelope. He didn't know it was an antelope. He thought it's a big hill. So he climbs on this hill And as he climbed on this hill, this antelope, I guess, felt it, and he rose from its place. As he was standing, King David felt like he's between heaven and earth. It was so high, so tall. He was so afraid, he didn't know what to do. How would he jump? He was so afraid, so he started to pray to Hashem. Hashem, make this antelope go down, lie down again, so that I could go down, get off peacefully. And that's exactly what happens. And this is when David says, Mikalnei Ra'emim Anitani. Hashem, thank you for helping me get off safely from this antelope. So how did he come? How was this antelope saved if he was not able to get into the ark? So listen what Harav Koizved, he passed away already, what he said about this. He said that this antelope was swimming around the ark. Even if he swims around the ark, it's still hot. The water are so boiling hot, okay, so that no animal could swim around and stay alive. So miraculously, the water next to the ark itself was cooler. Why? Not to melt all this tar that was covering the ark. Fine. Still, there's a lot of steam that comes out from this flood water, and this steam had a lot of, it was toxic, it wasn't healthy, okay? No animal would survive this kind of toxic air. And so they say that he put the edge of his huge nose into the teva, and this is how he was saved. What exactly is the understanding of this? Inside the teva, there's a clear air. It's clean, it's good, but outside it's very bad. So they try to explain that today, in a way, we also live in a generation of full of not disbelief, corruption. People are all confused. Today, our values are corrupted also. No family values. What is husband? What is wife? Divorces, cheating, okay. Today we have Facebook. Whatever counts on people is sometimes how much likes they have on their Facebook, and they will do everything for that. And so, in a way, we're also confused. How can we survive in this generation? Okay. So they give us the example of the ra'em, of this antelope. So swim around the teva. What does it mean, swim around the teva? Swim around anything to do with Torah, because Torah is the only thing that could protect you. Okay? Cling, be attached to the rabbis, because the rabbis are the one that can advise you, that can help you, that can teach you. Otherwise, you're lost. Okay? And okay, if people going to yeshiva, they study Torah all day, fine, they're protected. What about people that cannot go to yeshiva? Not everybody can go and study. What about people that have to go to work and to provide? So they say, be in a religious neighborhood. Okay? Once you live far away from a religious neighborhood, they can influence on you. You see how people dress, you see what they wear, you see all kind of relationship, you see all kind of bad things that you're not supposed to see. And when you live in a religious neighborhood, it's easier, it's better, okay? Put your nose inside the ark, inside the teva. What exactly it means? Live the Jewish life, the Torah life. Smell, because whatever counts is the atmosphere. If the atmosphere is not good, it influences you. It's the easiest thing to be influenced by people. They had peer pressure. We today have peer pressure. It's not easy. You see how people act, what's important to them, money, home, another gadget, another thing. And once you get away from the teva, from the ark, from Jewish life, you get burned, God forbid. It's not good for you. And so this is what they wanted to teach us. Rav Moshe Feinstein, was very young when he was a rabbi back in Russia. He was 25 years old when this Bolshevik revolution started in there. And as they started this revolution, they were basically provoking, the government was provoking on the Jews, on religious life, on Torah. It kept bothering them why people keep mitzvot, why they wear tefillin, why they keep Brit Milah, why they keep Shabbat, why women are keeping mikveh, always. So they tried to make all these kind of decrees so that people would not, live life of Torah. And still all these things didn't bother Harav Moshe Feinstein. They took away his salary, so he doesn't get paid. He had many kids, he had a family, But he stayed in that place. He keeps giving classes of Torah. He keeps learning himself. He keeps doing whatever is needed to be done as a leader of a community. He makes chuppot. He sends women to mikveh. Mikveh were closed. People were not allowed to go to mikveh. So he found a way how to trick the government. They say that he spoke with this contractor that lived next to him, and he was building a new swimming pool. So he comes to him, he pays him, he bribes him, he gives him a lot of money so that hidingly he will build this source of rainy water. Nobody should know, nobody would care about that. He builds this source of water kosher way, and he connects it to the water. The swimming pool is connected to this source of rainy water, and it's a kosher water for women now, a kosher mikveh now. And then they made separate hours, men, so women go there to swim, nobody knows even. So he was able to trick, he was able to do whatever he could. And then they took away his home. He couldn't, his apartment, he couldn't live over there. What should he do? So he managed, and he spoke with the shamash of the shul, with the attendant in the Bet Knesset, and he went to live with them. The shamash himself had 7 kids. He had 3 kids together, 2 families in one little apartment. And then even they brought another person to live with them, somebody that the government was chasing after, and temporary, didn't have a place. He also lived over there. It was so crowded, but it didn't break his spirit. One day though, he declared that he leaves. He was trying to get to Israel, he didn't get the certificate, so he was about to leave to America. And people are coming to him and they're asking, why? Please, Rabbi, stay, we need you, we need you, we need you. He says, I want to stay very much, but I can't. What now? It's not, of course, it's not the money that bothered him, it's not all the difficulties that he had that bothered him, but now there's a new factor over here that he couldn't deny. His kids grew up. And he needs them to get a good education, and there's no education over there. Where exactly should he send him? To this public school when they keep telling them against religion all the time? This is when he felt that he can. First, he has to take care of his own children. So he left Russia, he came to America, and for more than 50 years he was leading the community in America and overseas. So when people have kids, they have to take care of them. This is priority number 1 now. Again, to educate them, to protect them against the peer pressure of the society that lives around them. It looks like when we read about Noach, that people, they criticize him. Noach ish tamim haya b'torotav, fine, but he didn't care about other people. He didn't make chazal b'tshuva. He didn't spread the word of Hashem like Avraham Avinu, and people criticize him. But the truth is, there's a big difference between Avraham and Noach. Avraham didn't have kids. It wasn't hard for him to go around and to spread the word. It was him and Sarah, in a way. And Noach had 3 boys. Once he had these 3 boys, he has to do whatever he can. He cannot really go to the masses and talk to them and influence them. He has to concentrate on his own family. And we know that he succeeded. It said that וידבר השם אל נוח ואל בניו איתו. Hashem spoke to Noach and his children and his sons that were with him in the ark. Means whoever Hashem talks to, they are prophets. They were great people. Okay? So Noach did succeed with his children in such a generation. I said, go back to the first sentences that we said. They live in a very corrupted society where everybody cheats and lies and robs and kills and gezel and arayot and whatever you want. And he succeeded with his children. So, something interesting. I read Rabbi Chaim Shmulevitz's book. And whatever I'm going to say now, it's written in his book. Beautiful, beautiful insights about this Noach. It says that Noach was 500 years when he gave birth to his boys. Everybody and his generation were around 100 when they gave birth to kids. Why Noach was waiting till 500 years old to have his kids? So Rabbi Yudin over there explains in the Gemara that it says like that. If Hashem said, if his children will be wicked, will be bad boys, okay, so I'll have to destroy them in the ark and he's going to suffer. If his children are going to be righteous, I will have to make Noach build a lot of arks and it's going to be too hard on him. You know that if Noach is going to have a lot of children, they multiplied a lot those days. They had, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of kids and families, and they won't fit into that ark. So he would have to build a lot of arks to all his kids. Let me ask you a question, he asks. Won't it be the best thing for a father to save his children? So what if he has to build a lot of arks? He will build a lot of arks, so what's the big deal? He has 120 years to build an ark. He can build a lot of arks. It's a long time. He can build, I don't know how many arks till then. Not only this, he can hire people that will build the arks here. He doesn't have to do it personally himself. What is the big deal? What exactly it says that Noach would have to put a lot of effort building a lot of, what exactly it means? So, to explain that, I want to give you some examples of when somebody does something and he puts all his heart in it, how much it affects. It says in Melachim Bet about Elisha, that Elisha, the prophet, okay, student of Eliyahu Navi, had this power to revive the dead. It speaks about Aisha Shunamit, that he promised to her a while ago that she's going to give birth to a boy. And when this boy was a little boy, all of a sudden he died. So she sends a messenger to Elisha, come please and save him. Elisha gives the mission now to his student Gehazi. He tells him, take my staff. He had a special stick. Take my staff. Has a lot of power in it. Put it on the dead boy and he's going to become alive. But he gives him an order, instructions. Don't talk to anybody on the way. Don't speak and don't brag about this power, this thing, okay? Gehazi doesn't listen to Elisha. He goes and tells everybody that he sees, do you know that this stick can revive dead? And he talks to everybody about that because he spoke too much about that. And once I gave you this, I told you that he put it on on a dog, and this dog started to live. Whatever, so it lost its power. When he came to this boy, he stayed dead. He had to call again Elisha himself to come and take care of this boy. How come Elisha had this power, or how come, should I ask, this stick, this stuff has this power to revive dead? Let's go to another example. In the time of the Holy Temple, there was this guy by the name Nicanor. And Nicanor wanted to bring a donation, special donation to the Holy Temple. He went to Alexandria in Egypt and he ordered 2 huge doors for the entrance of the Holy Temple. So he has to take it in a ship in order to get to Israel. They put everything, all the loads into the ship, and as he is in the water, in the voyage, all of a sudden comes a huge wind, and the sea and the waves become so big that they want to drown all this, the ship and whatever is inside. So the people of the ship saw the heavy load, that's the problem, we were going almost to drown. They took and threw away one of the doors. Still, it's big winds and big waves, and now they want to throw also the second one. And Nicanor didn't know what to do. He worked so hard for this, until he picked up the color, he picked up the wood, he picked up, I don't know, and he paid so much money, and he really wanted it to make this Holy Temple look beautiful and nice, and now they want to throw it. So he hugged this, as much as he could, this door, and he said, throw me with this, I don't. So, okay, they didn't, once the sea, it says, saw that Nicanor is so worried or passionate about this door, it became calm. The waves were not so big anymore, and everything became okay. And this is how they were able to get to Israel. As they come to the port of Israel, so Nicanor sees that underneath the ship comes the second door. With them swam all the way to the second door. It's a miracle. So how come? How such a thing can happen? So the rabbis explain that the same way that Nicanor made a lot of Mesirut Nefesh to get this door, and because of this, he didn't want to get rid of this and wanted to keep it and everything, and this is when the miracle happened, and the waves and the sea came calm. This is exactly the power that had the staff of Elisha, that Elisha tried so much to put an effort to make a Kiddush Hashem, to make a big miracle, as he would revive this woman's, this Isha Shunamit's son. He really wants to make a Kiddush Hashem, that Hashem's name is going to be glorified and sanctified, and because of this, he had this power inside the stick, where Gehazi couldn't reach it. Okay? Another example, they say about Har Moriah. Har Moriah is the mountain that Avraham Avinu sacrificed Yitzhak Avinu, his son. And it said that this mountain became sanctified forever, became holy. And that later on we had the Holy Temple, okay, on top of this mountain. How come Har Sinai, mountain of Sinai, that we got the Torah in front of millions of people, it was a special event. This mountain is not holy as mountain of Moriah. It says, as Moshe Rabbeinu gets the instructions before Hashem gives the Torah, it said, Hashem tells him, don't come close to this mountain, okay? Have a distance, and you're not allowed to climb it, you're not allowed to come close to it, and then it says, Bimshoch HaYovel, Hema Yalu Bahar. Only after Hashem will give the Torah, and then there will be a big blow, a long blow of a special shofar, okay? After they will blow this horn, this is when it's going to be allowed to climb on that mountain. Did you know that? People were allowed to go on Mount Sinai after Hashem's presence, the Shekhinah, leaves its place after the Torah was given. But Har Moriah, Okay, the mountain where the holy temple is, it's still holy. Till today, we're not allowed to enter Har Moriah. It's a very holy place. How come? Again, because Avraham Avinu, says Rashi, gave so much. He put so much. He made so much mesirut nefesh. Okay, to make the akedah. Okay, that it gave a strength. It says special powers to this mountain. It gives another example here, another two examples it gives about Parashat Sotah. I'll do it very fast. Parashat Sotah is when a woman is suspected that she wasn't loyal to her husband, so they take her to the Kohen Gadol, and she has to drink this water. Where is this water coming from? From a sink. What is this sink made from? Hamarot hatzavot, the special mirrors that women would prepare. Moshe felt that it's not appropriate to get it to the holy temple. I mean, these mirrors were done for a woman to attract a man. He didn't feel it's holy, he didn't feel it's appropriate. And Hashem tells him, accept it, I like it, because the whole idea of women wanted to come close to their husbands, to build Jewish homes, to build Shekhinah, to make a Jewish nation and stuff like that. It's very good. They had a pure intentions. Accept it. So, and the last thing that I want to give you an example is Moshe Rabbeinu. I gave you once this example. Moshe Rabbeinu was given 10 names. Hashem named him, his father named him, his brothers, his sisters, everybody named him a name. And from all these names, which name was chosen that his name will be? The name that Batia, the daughter of Paro, gave him. How come? Why Batia? Because they say Batia, she went against her father, she rebelled her father to save this boy. She made so much mesirut nefesh to save this boy that Hashem chose that her name will be chosen out of all the other names to name Moshe Rabbeinu. She gave him so much power by her action that he, minamayim meshitiu, I was saving you from the water, he will be able to save Jewish people from Egypt. So this is from the power of the action of Batia. Let me give you one more and I'll finish with that. Hannah, we know that for many years she didn't have children, right? Then when her son was born, Shmuel, it says that she made him a coat. Now, coat on those days, only adults would wear, not little kids. But she put so much prayers as she was doing this coat, from her love to her child. She wouldn't see him. He would be in the holy temple all the time. From the love that she had for him, she made this coat with a lot of tears and prayers and emotion and caring and devotion. And she put so much into this coat that it said that Shmuel Hanavi never departed from this coat. It grew up with him. A miracle. Grew up with him. They said even he died with this. How come such a miracle? Because when you put so much into something, okay, emotion, prayers, hopes, love, and everything into one action that you do, it gets a lot of power. And this Shmuel Hanavi, with this coat of his, would go from place to place. He was judging people not by sitting in a nice chair and make people come to him. He would go from city to city, from town to town. He had so much Ahavat Israel, so much caring, and this is all because of the caring that he got from his mother. So see, when somebody does something with all his heart, how much it affects. It's something that doesn't move, that doesn't have life, but it affects. So did Noach. Noach, when he did build the ark. Imagine, for 120 years, he has to build something. Can you be consistent? Doing something for, I don't know, for a week. Can you make a salad for a week? Same salad. We're talking about, I don't know how many generations that he has to go through and keep building that ark. And during this time, people are coming. Noah, what crazy thing are you doing? Are you crazy? What do you think you are? And they laugh at him, and they make fun of him. And during this time, he doesn't care about what they say. He keeps fighting against. He keeps telling them, listen, you have to change your ways, you have to improve, you have to become better. Hashem will bring a flood, Hashem will punish you, it's not the right way. All the time, keeps talking to them and explaining them and telling them what's going to happen and building the teva. Now, 120 years he invests in this vessel, in this ark that he builds. Won't it have something spiritual inside? Of course it does. So when Noach builds the teva, it's not only just for a shelter from this boiling water. It's a rescue for his family, for his children. He kind of shelters them from all the bad influence, from the bad atmosphere out there, okay? So that they will be able to start, and this is their mission afterwards, a new generation, not only a new generation, a new world that is going to start from them. And the foundation, the foundation has to be very, very strong. And he puts so much into it. So this ark got a lot of power. One of the sources that we know that the ark had a lot of power, it said that Haman HaRasha saw one of the beams of this ark. Etz gavoa 50 aman. Check. And so he takes it, he says that's the best way to hang Mordechai. He takes it, and we know that he was hung on it. See how the teva was able to save the Jewish people generations later by the fact that Haman was hung on this teva. So the whole year, Noach stays in the teva with